Okay, 1 minute.
马上开始了。
还有1分钟，1分钟准备。
那我就直接手持了，我就。
So Tracy, you will walk from your spot now.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
But will the photographer be on his ladder?
Oh, no.
We'll see. I think
So,
this is better.
when you start to walk,
Well, good morning. It's a very chilly morning here in Gangneung, but a very exciting one. We're at the Athletes Village where we're going to have the flag raising ceremony for Team China. As you know, Team China has about 82 athletes competing here, and all of the festivities getting underway as the teams continue to arrive, ready for the opening ceremony on Friday. You can hear the band behind me. Team China will be marching in behind them. And here comes Team China. 82 athletes will be competing. Not all of them will be represented here today, as some are already on their training runs in the mountains. This, of course, is the seaside resort of Gangneung, where all of the athletes from the 92 countries competing at the Olympics will be housed. They'll make their way to the front, where there'll be some official welcome. Some dignitaries will be arriving shortly, and we'll see the Chinese flag officially raised in the Athletes Village. And PyeongChang, of course, only the third Winter Olympics ever to be hosted in the Asian region. We know the next Winter Olympics will be held in China, so very exciting for the region of Asia.
Members of every delegation participating in the Olympic Winter Games PyeongChang 2018. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you and to introduce the PyeongChang Olympic Village Mayor. Please give a big round of applause. Is a double gold medalist in short track speed skating in the 1992 Albertville Olympic Winter Games and the first Korean gold medalist.
평창 동계올림픽에 참가한 선을 진심으로 환영합니다. 저는 올림픽에 참가한 선수로서 여러분이 이 자리에 서기 위해 흘린 땀과 열정을 한마디로 표현할 수 없다는 것을 어느 누구보다도 잘 알고 있습니다. 여러분 축하합니다. 자랑스럽습니다. 모두가 알다시피 올림픽 게임은 각국을 대표하는 최고의 선수들이 최선의 기량을 선보이는 지구촌 최대의 스포츠입니다. 또한 전 세계인들이 함께 어울리는 화합의 장이자 축제의 장이기도 합니다. 앞으로 여러분들이 강릉에 머무르는 동안 치러질 경기에서도 여러분이 가진 기량과 아름다운 스포츠 정신을 마음껏 펼칠 수 있기를 바랍니다. 저희는 여러분들이 이곳에 머무르는 동안 내 집처럼 편안히 지낼 수 있도록 최선의 노력을 다할 것을 약속드립니다. 끝으로 여러분이 이곳에 지낸 몇 주간 서로가 어떤 국가에서 왔든 어떤 문화를 갖고 있든 서로를 존중하며 함께 어우러지는 올림픽 축제를 즐기시기를 바랍니다. 선수촌에서의 생활 그리고 올림픽에서의 경험이 여러분께 소중한 우정과 추억으로 남을 수 있기를 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
So the official welcome for Team China, welcoming them to the Olympic Village, the Athletes Village, where they will spend all of their downtime. All of the athletes here from 92 countries will be staying in this village.
Now welcome the village mayor to unveil the welcome gifts.
And this is a gift that has just been unveiled that will be handed to each country as they arrive.
The official mascot of the Olympic Winter Games, PyeongChang 2018, and a miniature built bronze incense burner from the era of hoisted, one of national treasures of Korea.
And shortly, a very special moment as the flag gets raised inside the Olympic Village.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Olympic anthem.
And now stand by for the Chinese national anthem.
Arrived in Gangneung to participate in Olympic Winter Games. Please welcome to stage the representative from China. Please give a big round of applause.
So one of the officials from Team China will present a gift to the mayor of the Athletes Village. And as we heard in the introduction, the mayor, a very privileged position, making sure all of the athletes from the 92 countries feel welcome here.
The flag and the anthem of China.
And the official gift in return. South Korea handing a gift to China, and China will present a gift to the mayor for the South Korean Athletes Village. Interesting that the mayor they chose here this time is the first ever gold medalist at a Winter Olympics for South Korea in the speed of short track speed skating. We know there's a great rivalry between these two countries, both China and South Korea. Short track speed skating, one of the most exciting sports we're going to see here over the next 2 weeks. And these team ceremonies will take place for each of the countries. This is the biggest Winter Olympic Games ever, with 92 countries competing.
Created a performance to showcase Korean culture. Hammer-loaded troop and world-renowned b-boys will perform in collaboration to the traditional Korean music. Please give a big round of applause.
So this is all part of traditional Korean culture, stemming back many thousands of years. Drumming, of course, always a central part, and they're combining both modern and ancient cultural displays here. What an incredible performance, given the weather conditions here. I don't know how anybody can be that athletic in these cold climates at the moment. And parents, just a warning, maybe tell your kids not to try that at home. Some amazing drumming, cymbals, the waving of the ribbons and the pom-poms on the back of the head. And of course, the beat performance with this gang at the front representing the modern youth of South Korea. And I think if you told Elvis Presley back in the 60s that he'd be played at a welcome ceremony for China at the South Korean Winter Olympic Games, he would have been very, very surprised to think all those years ahead in 2018. And that is what we've just seen here today. So Team China now getting in on the action, moving in time with the beat as the South Korean cultural group inspires all those watching here. As I said, this is the Athletes Village in Gangneung, which is a seaside resort here in South Korea. We're seeing some of the band members trying to entice the Chinese Olympians to get in on the act and really get into a mood of celebration here. And of course, the celebrations will continue through till Friday, when the official opening ceremony will take place, followed by 2 weeks of spectacular Winter Olympic action. What a great way to get things going for the national team from China. Now feeling very much a part of this village. This has happened for each of the teams that have arrived here already. The team from Czech, the team from Australia, the team from Sweden, Italy, numerous others. And right through today, there'll be a series of these celebrations for the teams that haven't yet had their welcome ceremony. So while Team China dances away, I can tell you a little bit of information about some of the biggest teams competing here in PyeongChang. The USA will have the biggest team with 260 odd competitors, followed very closely by Team Canada. Usually Russia is one of the biggest teams. They've had all sorts of issues leading into this Games. 169 athletes will compete from Russia. There's about another 23 that are appealing, and the team numbers for Russia may be boosted in the coming days. Germany also has a very strong team here. But of course, for our purposes today, we'll be anxiously awaiting to see what Team China can do, both on the slopes and inside the arenas here in PyeongChang. One thing's for certain, this is a very, very good way to keep warm, because the temperatures here have been up to -23. That's not so cold today, and it's warming up until the opening ceremony on Friday.
Gratitude, all of you participating in today's welcome ceremony. Wish all of you good health and great success at the Olympic Winter Games PyeongChang 2018. Good luck, everyone. Thank you so much.
And that is where the official welcome ceremony comes to a close here in Gangneung Athletes Village. And it looks like everybody has had a fine time. People will now start to mingle, lots of people taking photos, lots of social media streams from around the world. And we see Team China now making its way towards this exit point. They'll be flooded by those seeking interviews, photographs, autographs. And some of the officials from Team China now making their exit. Some of the athletes coming this way. And they'll walk back down to the official plaza that you can see right behind me. You can see all of the team flags from all of the nations that have arrived here and will be competing here. As I said, 92 countries. It's the biggest ever Winter Olympics. And one has to wonder how big it is going to be in another 4 years' time when the Team Winter Olympics will be hosted in China. Ah, very nice to see you again. We have a very special guest here for CGTN. What did you think of the welcome ceremony today?
Oh, I think it's great because they put some, Korean culture there. And I love the last part. Yeah. The people get together, we celebrate our own Olympics.
Can you tell me, what do you hope for Team China at this Games? What is the realistic expectation?
I mean, for the competition, yeah, we try to do our best, for sure.
And the most difficult competition will come from which nations, do you think?
I think we are really compatible for all the countries. So I think we will present excellent competition here for the world.
It's always difficult, isn't it? In the few days before the Games actually start, I guess everybody that comes as an athlete, all they want to do is compete. But you've got these days building up to it. How do you deal with that pressure?
I think we're okay. So the athletes, we go to the daily training, and in their free time, they also see the village and to play some video game there and talk with other countries. So I think it's a really nice environment here.
And is it also interesting considering that in 4 years' time, it will be China hosting the Winter Olympics? So is it a bit of a learning curve in that respect as well, in how to host a great Games?
Yeah, I think every time we will all get some experience there, especially 2022, so in Beijing. And for us, we're focused on what we do, to compete on the ice. And I think for a lot of officials, so for sure they will learn a different way here.
Leanne, very good to talk to you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Yeah, bye.
Take care. So one of the greats for Team China, one of the coaches, one of the people most involved in understanding exactly how difficult Olympic competition is, but also keeping athletes balanced, knowing how the days in the build-up to their competition, they can keep the right frame of mind, they do what they need to do, and hopefully come home with the results that many people are expecting. So it's been a fantastic welcome ceremony, flag raising ceremony here in the Athletes Village. And in fact, we have a volunteer from China. Well, hello, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Gao Xueyuan. Yeah.
And you decided to...
You can call me Eric.
I'll call you Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric.
Hi.
So what made you decide to volunteer here in PyeongChang?
My position is transportation, and I work here, Gangneung Olympic Village. And it's so excited for me to here to say the flag raising ceremony. Today is actually not my working day, but
I heard you telling somebody that. I heard you say you were so excited that you decided to come anyway.
Yeah. I'm very excited. It's a little hard to say these honors, these heroes in China, but now I think I'm so honored to see them. So I really hope that they can get the gold medals for China, and I hope that all the sports, all the athletes can behave can behave their best,
Yes, and I think that's what we want, the best for everybody. Yeah, and I think every country coming here wants the same thing. Eric, what do you think? What will you be doing in 4 years' time when China hosts the next Winter Olympics?
Yeah.
Have you already thought about that?
I really hope that I have the opportunity to participate in a volunteering job in 2022 Beijing Olympic Winter Games, and the committee just gathered our PyeongChang volunteers to have a job training last few months. So we really hope that I can help the Beijing 2022 Olympic Winter Games. Yeah.
You go and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So some very excited people here, not just athletes, not just coaches and officials, but also volunteers from China. Speed skating, please come forward. Please come forward. Short track speed skating is one of the strong sports for China. What are you expecting from this Winter Olympics?
短道是中国比较强的一个项目，然后你对这一届平昌冬奥会的期待是什么样的？
就是希望我们队就是做到自己最好吧，就争取能为中国多得几块奖牌吧。
I hope our team can try our best to win several medals for China.
It's also very exciting because South Korea and China have a traditional rivalry in short track speed skating. So it's interesting that South Korea is hosting you this time. Next time it will be you hosting South Korea when you host the Olympics in 4 years' time.
因为韩国和中国一直在短道队是一对老冤家，然后这一次呢，刚好是韩国作为东道主，然后咱们来参赛。但是下一届呢，刚好是中国作为东道主，然后韩国来参赛。我不知道你怎么看这个？
这个我觉得主场和客场因素不是很大吧，就是你自己水平实力在那儿，它就会，我觉得不是相差很多，就是。
I think it doesn't matter who played host to the other team, and I think our strength will matter finally.
And tell me about the glasses on your head. Are they given as part of the uniform?
能跟我们聊一下你这个头上这个头饰吗？是他们作为这个比赛服是一套送给你的吗？还是？
刚刚拿到的。
I just got it.
You just got it. Can you put them on for us so we can see you with the glasses? Fantastic. And what's your message to everybody back home in China?
对，就是在中国的关注这个冬奥会的人打个招呼吗？
大家好，我是中国短道速滑队任子威，请大家多多支持中国短道速滑队。
I'm Ren Ziwei from China Short Track Team. Please support our team.
We are supporting you. All the very best. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very nice for you to come and join us today. So we've got the head coach of the figure skating team. Figure skating, traditionally one of the most beautiful sports at the Winter Olympic Games. How will Team China perform this time round?
就是中国的花样滑冰一直都是中国一个比较强的项目。然后这一次咱们做怎样的准备？然后对这一次冬奥会有怎样的期待？
欢欢乐乐，我们全力以赴，中国花样滑冰队全力以赴，争取在这届平昌奥运会完成自己的使命，划出自己最好的水平吧。我们说，不见得说一定去奔第几，但是要展现我们为这个4年的努力，去展现自我的时候，去完成好就可以了。
So we just want to be happy here, and we'll try our best to reach our goal here. And it's the best time to show our efforts in the past 4 years.
You've obviously had a look already at the rink. What do you think of the facilities here in PyeongChang?
冰场吗？冰场的，wonderful. It's a beautiful rink. Last year 我们在这地方参加了4大洲的比赛，four continents
competition.
Yes, last year.
So the athletes already feel comfortable?
No. 就是他说是有没有穿？
感觉怎么样？
Yes, very, yeah, 很舒服。就虽然有点冷，但是心中的热火已经不觉得冷了。
So we feel very comfortable, even though it's very cold here. But our fire inside, our desire is already on fire.
Fantastic. Very good to hear. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, most of the team now have started to make their way back to their accommodation. You can see the flags of the countries behind me. If we do a little pan this way, we can see that the buildings behind us are exactly where the athletes will all be staying. We can see some of the team flags already on some of those buildings. We can see over here the Italian flags are up where they are staying. Even further afield is Sweden, where they are staying. The Czech Republic team, many of them. And shortly, no doubt, we'll be seeing lots of Chinese flags as Team China has now been officially welcomed to the Athletes Village here in Gangneung. So, great start to our Winter Olympics coverage. Thanks so much for watching.